Welcome back to Amazing Websites Television, the show where intelligent people like you can find the tools to change the rules.
Sending. Standing by for back shelf separation. We are in powered flight. We're at altitude of 1 kilometer descending. Standing by for sky crane. Sky crane instruction.
Signal to us, you remain strong.
Touchdown confirmed. We're safe on Mars.
Welcome back to the show. I am right now in the Johnson Space Center in Houston. Just behind me you can see the Orion Mission Control Center, where the Orion project is going to actually be taking humans into Mars in 2030. This has been just open for 3 weeks, and I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to actually show you this. So right now let's just get started with the first section of the show, which is going to be handy bookmarks. Welcome back to Handy Bookmarks. Today I have another 5 great tools that I want to share with you. But before we go into that, I want to tell you about another scam on the internet so that you are not caught into this scam. As you know, I love exposing these kind of things because I think it's absolutely despicable that companies are actually doing this to consumers. And this one is going to be from the Caribbean Cruise Line, which of course can very easily be confused with the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, which of course is an authentic cruise line. But these guys are absolutely con artists. What they do is they have some sort of scripts that will redirect you to their website, and they will tell you, well, you know, you can actually get a very inexpensive cruise, or you can even get that cruise for free. Now you go to them and you give them your information, and then they will call you. And then they will call you, and they are very professional at this, and then they will tell you, well, you know, I mean, we have excess allotment of rooms, and of course, I mean, all we want is word of mouth advertising, and of course we want to give you a cruise completely for free, leaving from Florida to the Bahamas for a 2-night, everything paid. All you need to pay is $118, which is the amount that you need to pay for the port cost and expenses. So obviously it sounds too good to be true. So you say, well, yeah, this is absolutely great. Now, I tell you, I was absolutely shocked when I happened to me. I went to the website from American Express, for crying out loud. I mean, I didn't go to some shabby website. I went to the website from American Express because I was going to pay my credit card. And guess what happened? Suddenly, I mean, I got this pop-up thing that told me, well, you know, I mean, because you're the such and such visitor, we are going to be providing you a free cruise. I was shocked because, of course, I mean, coming from American Express, I actually thought that it was a serious stuff, right? Well, I went there and looked, and everything looked very nice and professional, and I filled up my details. And sure enough, within 10 minutes, I received a telephone call from a very nice lady that was very highly trained to try to convince me to pay the $118 for my free cruise that I had only supposed to pay the port expenses, right? Well, guess what? These guys are absolutely con artists. Just basically search on the internet for Caribbean Cruise Line, and you will see the amount of people that they have been caught on this stupid con from these guys. So make sure to be aware of this Caribbean Cruise Line scam, because it is all over the internet. I mean, if it is actually infiltrating the American Express website, make sure that you, whenever you see one of their pop-ups or whenever you see one of their advertisings, you do not be fooled, because you do not want to lose your $118, which I think is an absolutely terrible thing to happen to you. So our first resource for today is going to be a website that is called justspaced.it. This is a great resource because how many times have you been in a situation that you need to send a file to somebody? It's a very large file and you cannot send it really as an attachment on an email or something like that. Well, you just go to justspaced.com. You will be able to upload your file, and then that website will create a URL, and then you can send that URL to any email recipient on the internet. Very, very useful. Our second resource is called icomoon.io, and this is a very advanced, I would say, resource, because what it would do is it will help you create your own font. That sounds weird, but actually it's very nice. You can create your own personal font, and also you can create some really very cool icons. You should check it out on icomoon.io. The next website that I want to recommend to you is siteworthchecker.com. One of the questions that many people ask me regularly is how much is my website worth? Well, there's a lot of theories on it, if you would like to sell it, or how much is it producing to you, or whatever. But this website, siteworthchecker.com, it will give you a nice ballpark figure of how much your website is worth. So I recommend you to check it out. Our next resource is called Sound Bible, and this is a very interesting tool because you can get it for free and you can download there all sorts of special sound effects that you can use for your videos or your movies or whatever you're doing, and they are all for free, and you can just go and download special effects, sound effects from soundbible.com. And our last resource for today is going to be Sopim.com, and this is a real-time customer service suite that you can have on your website, which is absolutely awesome. You can just install it on your website and you can see whoever is actually visiting your website, and you can interact with them on a personal chat. I think this is a very, very useful resource to possibly save some sales, or possibly take care of customers which do not understand what they need to do next, or whatever it is. So those are the 5 resources that we have right now. And now it's time that we go to the next section of the show, which is going to be my friend James Reynolds and his SEO secrets.
This is a really quick but important SEO tip, because as you're about to learn, when it comes to this aspect of SEO, speed is of paramount importance. How fast your website loads affects your search engine rank, and it affects your conversions. Now, Google use page load speed in its algorithm to determine where a website will rank within the search results, which kind of makes sense because they don't want to do their job of returning a result in half a second, only to send someone off to a website and for that website to take 10 or even 15 seconds to load. Page load time also affects conversions. If your website takes an age to load, your prospects on your site will get frustrated, and then they'll click the back button and go to the next website within the results. So what makes a good page load time? Well, essentially, the faster the better. Now, there's no absolute time in terms of numbers of seconds, because everywhere around the world has different qualities of internet and pages load at different rates in different places. You, however, want to be faster than your competitors. So as an action item, go and check your website load speed in a tool called tools.pingdom.com. I'll link to that beneath this video, and also test the page load speed of your competitors as well. If you're out on a limb and loading much slower than the competition, then you need to speed your website up. Now, to get your website loading faster, you need it to be optimized. You need to ensure that the files contained on your site load at the fastest speeds. Now, we at SEOsherpa.com can help you with that. And you also probably need some faster hosting. Now, we can't do that ourselves, but we can tell you where to go. So your action item this week is go and check your page load speed at tools.pingdom.com, and also check your competition. If they're loading faster, then get your site speeded up. This has been James Reynolds for another SEO training video. I'll catch you back here with another video real soon.
Google has a lot of weird language options. For starters, it's available in Klingon as well as Leetspeak, Pig Latin, as a pirate and as a character Swedish chef from the Muppets. You can also make the Google Translate service beatbox. Yeah, you heard that right. Here's how. Go to translate.google.com. Set the translator to translate from German to German. Insert something like this in the translate box. Click the speaker symbol to listen. Be amazed. Google has quite a lot of Easter eggs and hidden features. Here are some examples. If you search for askew, the whole page will tilt slightly to the right. When searching for answer to life, the universe and everything, Google will bring up the calculator and display the number 42. It refers to the book and movie The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. By entering once in a blue moon into the search bar, you get this equation as a result. If you search for anagram, Google suggests the phrase nag-aram, which isn't a real word, but indeed is an anagram for the word anagram. If you hover over the infamous I'm feeling lucky button, it changes to say something else, such as I'm feeling wonderful. Ever felt like you don't really know what to search for to find what you want? Well, fear not, fellow internet dweller. Google has tons of special features called operators to help you restrict your search to find exactly what you want. Here's some examples. If you want to search for something on a specific site, you can write site, and then the desired site in question. Like this. Want to search for a phrase and not each individual word, then use quotation marks around it. If I want to search for a house, but I don't want results from the TV show House, I can use a hyphen along with the word TV. This will exclude all results which has the word TV in it. If you only want results within a specific time frame, enter 2 years with 2 periods in between. If this isn't what you need, there's a lot more of them. Go to Google and search for Google operators to find what else you can do. Depending on what Google services you use, Google might know a whole lot about you. Use Chrome. They know every website you've ever visited. And every time you search for something on Google, not only do they know what you search for, they also know what you do on websites which feature ads by Google. Have an Android phone? They may know where you are at all times. They may have all of your sent and received emails, your appointments, and even your last known location. They know what you're watching and whom you're calling. They may even have photos of you, which includes face recognition technology that can automatically identify you and your friends in new photos. You might say, Google knows more about you than your mother. We can only watch as the world crumbles under Google's ever-impending world domination.
Welcome back to our new guests section on the show, and I would like you to meet my good friend Dave Crane. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ernesto.
Dave actually came to visit me here in Amsterdam, and we have been having a fantastic time. And I wanted to have him today on the show because I think he has some very, very cool advice for you and your business. So, Dave, before I ask you what you're doing now for businesses, can you quickly tell me what you have done in the past?
My pedigree, my reason why I like to go on your show.
Exactly.
Well, I've been a BBC-trained journalist for many years. I've run radio stations, TV shows, and I've been quite well known in Dubai and the UAE and across the region, hosting the Dubai Rugby Sevens, 50,000 people in the audience. I've done that for 12 years. I've worked with Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, Amitabh Bachchan, Patrick Swayze. I've worked on stage with the likes of Enrique Iglesias, Sting, Muse, Robert Plant and James Brown, some of the world's biggest acts, and I've done some huge sporting events as well. So when it comes to entertainment and audience engagement, I'm pretty much up there with most of people. Think of Ryan Seacrest with dreadlocks and you're not far off. But I'm also a motivational speaker and a practicing hypnotherapist, and the whole thing comes together really, really well when you put it under the profile of being a personal branding expert. So mindset, the way that you portray yourself in business, and also putting yourself online and creating a marketing tool around who you are. That's pretty much what I do now when I do the web TV shows and show people how it can improve their lives and their business.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted to to talk to you about, because, well, I mean, this show now, it's getting close to its 70th episode.
Wow.
And yeah.
I'm impressed.
And believe very much that web TV is an incredible way to actually get an audience and communicate with them and everything. And obviously, I mean, it's not only for entrepreneurs like me, but also for a number of different corporates. Doesn't matter what the size is. So this is exactly what you're doing. You're actually creating web TV shows for a number of people. So can you, who are you working with right now? And for example, what projects are you?
I've got a number of different projects. My speciality is creating a web TV show for an organization or an individual who just wants to have a higher profile and has got an interest in social media but hasn't really got the results from doing Facebook campaigns, ad campaigns. They've done videos, so they've got maybe a YouTube channel but nobody watches it. When you create a web TV show, then you're not creating a show that's for everybody. This is the big difference. You're not trying to spam a couple of thousand people, even a mailing list of 2 million people that you bought from somewhere. You only want the people who are really interested in your stuff. But by creating a web TV show, it means you're creating a regular way of reaching them, giving them great information, carrying a sponsor or sponsoring it yourself, and suddenly what you do is you reach them in the way that they want to be. They can be anywhere in the world. Right now, you're probably watching this on an iPad, maybe on a PC, or even on your phone, whatever phone you have. It could be anywhere in the world. Think about the power of sending a message, not just a like or a statement on Facebook or Twitter, but actually give them a show of great content from people that really, really want to know. And I think that, considering that 90% of traffic online now with the internet is video, I think that this is a huge area most people are either too scared to get near or they don't know enough about doing.
Yeah, I think it's you're completely right, and I think one of the things that most of the audience needs to realize is that previously, I mean, you needed first of all a broadcasting equipment so that your message will be going across, and you will need very, very expensive camera sets and microphones and everything. And right now, basically, you can create a TV show out of a small camera, a small microphone, and whatever. Obviously, I mean, the editing and putting it together and doing the whole thing, that's what makes it very, very special. But in reality, is not that complicated. What are the experiences now for your customers? Because now you have about 4 or 5 shows which are under your...
4 or 5 shows that we're sending out now. There's 5 shows we're sending out now, plus my own. Plus I've got another 5 that I'm working on that haven't gone live yet. So about 10 shows. My aim is by the end of the year to have about 20 shows all running simultaneously, and that's really interesting, because then you start becoming Ted Turner, and you have
that's exactly what I was just thinking.
Load of different outlets. Now,
Media mogul.
Media mogul. But think about all the advertising opportunities. Think about the sponsorship opportunities, and think about the actual power that you control then as a publishing house.
Exactly.
You know, with a very small team who don't even live in the same country as me, you can outsource a lot of that work, and it becomes a very, very powerful way of enhancing success for your clients, and of course making great success for you in your own business too.
Fantastic. Well, Dave, great to share all this information. Can you tell them the name of your TV show so that they can go and watch
you're
it?
Probably Googling Dave Crane now and going, what's his blog? Turbocharge Your Brand .tv. That's turbochargeyourbrand.tv. That's my website and my web show. You can find it on all the different platforms as well. But if you go there, you get a lot of free stuff and some cool videos interviewing some of the biggest stars in motivation and branding.
Fantastic. Well, make sure that you guys connect with Dave. I think he's got a lot of very, very good information to share with you. And also, I think it's very, very important that you consider a web TV show for your business, whether you're a corporation or you're an individual, because of course that's going to open doors that you cannot even think right now, that you cannot even imagine. And just below, down here, there's going to be here in this post. Can you see it just back here?
I can see it.
Yeah, it's just there, exactly. You're going to find a link to a previous episode of the show where I am actually teaching you how to put together a web TV show for yourself. So with that, Dave, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming all the way to Amsterdam from Dubai, just for this interview. And now it's time that we go to the next section of the show, which is going to be One App a Day Keeps Boredom Away. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Appo Learning, where experts handpick the best educational iPad apps. With your child's educational growth in mind, our experts carefully evaluate and score every app endorsed by Appo Learning. Appo Learning categorizes apps by 4 core age groups and by subject matter. Like your kids, featured applications receive a report card based upon our quantitative and consistent Appo Learning rubric. And experts review the experts. Every evaluation is reviewed before it's featured on Appo Learning. Trusted by teaching and technology professionals, moms and dads everywhere. Grow your educational iPad app library with Appo Learning. Visit appolearning.com.
Well, I hope that you have enjoyed the show. It's been a pleasure doing it here on the Houston Space Center. Right now, I am in Rocket Park. You're going to hear a little bit of noise. But anyway, this is the very back of the Saturn V. This is the module that actually took all the astronauts in the Apollo missions, all the way from Apollo 1 to Apollo 18, Apollo 13, of course, that you remember. This is the reason why most people, whenever they think of Houston, they have to remember that film, and also Apollo 11 that made it to the moon. Anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed the show. This is Ernesto Verdugo, and I hope that you will watch the show next week. Make sure to download my book at amazinglyuseful.com, and see you next week.